You're listening to Doubleshot Espresso on Radio Azad. Do download the Radio Azad iPhone or Android app to keep us with you wherever you are and to listen to our live shows. So today's topic is, since it is a new year, it is talking about looking forward to 2023 and what kind of areas of self-growth we want to define and how do we go about setting a plan.
Right. And I think for that, the most important thing to understand is your plan is like a customized blueprint of your life. And therefore, a very important time of year that you must give to yourself to reflect on what kind of a year you want to have for yourself. And it's not always that those who have problems or challenges or, who are down and depressed that need to grow out of it and therefore need a growth plan. We all need continuous improvement in our lives, and therefore a personal development plan is something that is beneficial to all of us. But what we always need to begin with is with a purpose, a really compelling purpose. So for that, you may need to really dig deep, because if you have a very surface level purpose to meet, that may not give you that level of drive to carry you through all the highs and lows that we all tend to go through in order to achieve that. And I would also want to add here that, think about which areas of life that those may be. And many times what I've seen by experiences, those areas of life are, it could be your relationship, it could be your professional life. Sometimes it's mental health issues that we want to work upon. Sometimes it's our physical health. Oftentimes it's even our spiritual needs, that we want to grow in.
Yeah.
So these are a few of the areas that often people would want to have a growth plan in.
Absolutely. And some of the things that we need to really realize is that we need to set about this plan and write it down, because until and unless you write it down, it's not going to be achievable, and it's not going to be something that you tend to forget or gloss over,
Right, exactly. I love saying this, and I say it often, is that when it's in your head, it's a thought. When it's in your heart, it's a feeling. When it's on paper, it's now a goal.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Tasneem, don't we need to begin at the end?
Yes, I love that. Begin with the end in mind. And I feel that really, charges you forward with the right mindset, for which I often ask my clients to do this very simple acronym, which is your name. So take your name and make it an acronym and write each alphabet as what quality or characteristic of your personality does it stand for. A certain maybe it could be that you are very resilient. Maybe it could be that you're very nurturing.
Mhm.
If your name has an R or an N in it. So whatever your name is, make it an acronym and actually write the positive qualities that you possess or you would want to possess in abundance, so that at the end of your lifetime, when somebody wants to remember you, how will they remember you? And then begin with that end in mind. Work your daily life in a way such that you meet those qualities, so that at the end of your life, inshallah, whenever that is, I hope you all have a healthy, long life, but whenever that is, you feel that, yes, this is the person I am, this is the person I became. So begin with the end in mind. Know your why. What's your why? I always ask everyone, what's your why? What's your why? So find that why, because that why will compel you. And thereafter, make sure that, you have an idea about the obstacles that you might face, because they're going to be roadblocks, right? So what are you going to do? How are you going to maneuver them? What kind of help and resources do you need? Do you need to upskill yourself in any way? Get the coaching or the tools that you need to get over there. And I've always said that, write it down.
Yes, and write it down in a place where you're going to revisit it time and time again.
Yeah. And remember, you were telling me in the break about, having it in a place where, it's in a drawer, or when you open the cupboard, it's just sitting there. And fridge, yes, on a magnet. So these are really simple ways in which you can create your own visualization. It's like a vision board that you look at every day.
Right. And I think it's important to talk about the wheel of life, and that is defining what is important to you.
Yes, and I think for that is when you are, you're in a position where you feel कि मैं कौन सा goal set करूं, मुझे नहीं समझ आता कि मैं कहाँ set करूं, मैं कैसे शुरू करूं. So I think the wheel of life is a very good activity that can set you off in the right direction. For that, you just draw a circle and write in that circle all the different areas of life that make up your current um, circumstances and life
That's important to you.
that's important to you. So it could be relationships, it could be health, it could be finances, it could be community service, it could be spirituality, it could be friends and family, so many different areas, right?
Mhm.
And then in each area of life, ask yourself, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the best that it could ever be, what score would you give yourself?
Mhm.
So, for relationship, for example, if 10 could be the best relationship that you could ever have, then what is the score you give yourself? And be honest, because trust me, this is just between you and you. It's not going to go anywhere. So, be honest to yourself. And for example, if you've given yourself a score of 5, then you know that that's an area that there is scope for improvement. In the coaching realm, we say that any score which is 8 and above is a fairly good score. You're in a good place,
Mhm.
because life is never a number 10 all the time. So, but anything less than 8, like 7, 6, and below, is an area of improvement, and you can definitely work on it to make it better for yourself.
Right. And then we talked about coming up with SMART goals,
Mhm.
right? So they have to be specific, they have to be measurable, they have to be achievable, outline what resources you need, and you need to put in some timelines as well. This will make these goals specific and incremental. That's very, very important. You don't have to achieve, 100% in one day. It's that 1%. I met somebody the other day, and that's what she was saying. She said it's that 1% of improvement that you do every day that makes a difference in your life.
Very, very true. And when I say that make them smart, also add the sensory checks over there. I think that makes a smart goal even smarter.
Mhm.
So especially in your M, which is for measurable, make sure you add over there that what are you going to see, hear, and feel when you achieve your goal, when you meet that goal. That's how you'll measure it, because a lot of times we are chasing intangible goals, and tangible goals are easy to measure. You want a certain amount in your bank, that amount has come, tick, the goal has been achieved. But say you want to improve your communication, how are you going to measure that? So by what you see, hear, and feel. So adding those sensories to your smart goal does make them more compelling.
All right. Now we come to the important bit.
Yeah.
How do you sustain it? How do you stay motivated 365 days of the year?
Okay. Firstly, maybe that may be a bit of a too much of a far fetch, because we are all human beings. So allow yourself that too, guys. It's not कि भाई मैंने upbeat ही रहना है 365 days. कभी कभी moods off होते हैं, melancholy आती है, ठीक है, no problem. But the power in you is to snap out of it as quickly as possible and not drown in any kind of feeling low. So having said that, how do you stay motivated as much as possible over the next year? Well, I'd like to share with you 3 questions actually that there's this gentleman who's a psychologist called Scott Geller. He's a motivational speaker as well. I love his theory, and that's what I'm sharing with you today. So the first question is, you ask yourself, can I do it? Because you having that belief system is number one to staying motivated. It's your self efficacy, which makes you feel that हाँ मैं ये कर सकती हूँ, मेरे में कुवत है कि मैं ये अचीव कर सकती हूँ. And for that, how will you know कि मेरे में ये capability है कि नहीं? Write your smart goals, because when you have it really specifically laid down, you will get the confidence from within to feel like, yes, I can do it. So that's question number 1. Can you do it? Question number 2 is, will it work? And that is what we call the response efficacy. What do I mean by that? The belief that the action you're taking will get you the outcome that you want. The action you're taking will get you the outcome that you want. So the second question is, will it work? Now, what is the practical technique which will answer this question of will it work? A plan of action. You need to have a plan of action. So be it a to-do list or a weekly, step by step, whatever you need to achieve. But it's important to have a plan, because as we were talking about earlier in the break between us, that if you don't plan, you plan to fail, right? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Now, over here, one important thing is, in spite of planning, there will be stuff that will go wrong. There'll be days you'll feel overwhelmed. There'll be days you'll overthink it. You'll hesitate. You'll procrastinate. You'll worry. You'll feel stressed. What happens on those days? On those days, have a technique which is called the 5-second rule. This technique is by a lady called Mel Robbins. She's amazing. Follow her. She's fabulous. She's a great inspiration for me. And in this rule, it's simple. You count backwards from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you move. You literally move towards taking action from that which you're overthinking, hesitating, or procrastinating. Why does it work? Because our brain has a little window of time before it does what you're thinking. So say you're procrastinating, there is a little window of time before your brain will say, okay, procrastinate, sleep, don't do anything. If you change your mind within that small window of time, you can snap out of it. So therefore, you may ask me that, why 5 seconds? Why not 3? Well, yeah, okay. If you can do it in 3, 2, 1, move, go ahead.
But 5 is too short.
It's an average 5 seconds, which works for most of us. But if you say, I have a 21-second rule, it's not going to work. By the time 21, 20, 19, 18, that's it. You will have succumbed to procrastination or hesitation or worry or whatever it is. So it's important that you use it as a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or shorter, but not longer than that, preferably. So that's one way of dealing with those negative emotions that come, to just snap out of it and say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move. Another way that really works well for me is, like, say, for example, you want to work out. We were again talking in the break that, we all have this weight loss goal, right? That's like a perpetual goal. So keep your shoes or your, workout outfit handy and in vision, so that you don't have to go into your drawer or into your closet to dig it out. That's when the procrastination kind of kicks in. But it's right there, sitting in front of your eyes, your shoes, your sneakers, or your workout clothes, whatever it is, you will be faster at getting to it. And last but not the least is the third question. And the third question is, what happens when the goal seems too far? So for example, if you are thinking that, oh, okay, fine, I started out with weighing out the cost and the consequences, and the cost seemed really less as compared to the consequences of me achieving it. But is it really worth it? So the question I'm asking is, the third question is it worth it? So when you find yourself dipping in self-worth or not feeling good enough, that, oh, I don't think this is going to work out for me in the long run. Short term to maine kar liya, ab kahan 2 और महीने 4 और महीने पूरा साल नहीं कर सकती मैं. Then one technique that you can help yourself where that is concerned is the technique of imagining success, which is visualization.
Amazing.
It really, really helps.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. And I think that is a great goal. And, there's always something to be said for the power of manifestation. So
yes,
go for it.
So I don't know if we have a little bit of time. I just want to quickly tell you how you should visualize. Okay. So when you're visualizing, make sure that when you're imagining that incident or that event that you're actually going to achieve, again, you add sensory imaging to it. So see what you see, hear what you hear, feel what you feel. And once you've imagined it that way, then blow it out like you're watching a movie on a 70 screen. So make it large, make the colors brighter, make the sounds sharper, make the feelings, magnify it. If they're small, make them medium. If they're medium, make them large, extra large. Really blow out that visualization with the sensory perceptions to it. And that'll make it even more compelling for you.
I love it. That's great.
Okay.
Okay, so this is great. So looking forward to a wonderful 2023 where we are just set upon this path to a better us,
Absolutely. I have a
right?
small quote over there
Mhm.
which says that what the new year will bring to you depends a great deal on what you will bring to the new year.
Very nice. I love it. Love it. And we've switched roles. So today I have a poem which was written on my vacation. And I think it ties in with when you said that ask yourself if you can do it. And yes, you can. And how do you know that? Because there's an inner voice inside of you that is just is the one that's goading you on, and that's that lighting that spark. So the poem is, it's when it seems.
Okay.
So when it seems like nothing is going right, when darkness does not lift at the end of night, when hope seems but a distant glimmer, eternal snow sends down a shiver, there comes a ray which can elate, a mighty voice that can resonate. That mellifluous sound erupts from within. It's a voice fighting to rise above the daily din. It spreads its wings to try and permeate everything in and around, to radiate. You never know what can spark that joy, a word, a story, a scenery, an old toy. Hold on to that feeling, says my heart so dear. It is what will get you through the new year.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you so much for staying with us today on Double Shot Espresso. Happy New Year and Happy New You.